senator of Bomi County, the Right Honorable Gentleman of Bomi County, Senator J. Alex Tyler, former Speaker at the House of Representatives. He's in our studio. Also, we want to announce that this special interview is being relayed on Trust FM in Bomi County. So Trust FM is relaying this interview. Senator Tyler, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Varflay.
Okay. How is Bomi?
Well, Bomi is doing great. The people of Bomi are okay.
Okay.
The county is doing well at the moment.
You know, and I mean, we the correspondent there in Bomi County has been doing extremely well with the information coming. But let's start with something on a personal note. Are you a member of a political party?
Well, I suspended. Let me put it this way. Let me answer your question this way. I suspended my membership with the Liberia People Democratic Party to participate in the last election as an independent candidate. To do that, I had to because the Liberia People Democratic Party is one of the constituent party of the Coalition for Democratic Change. And so since I wanted to run as independent, I had to suspend my membership, which I did.
Okay. By extension, disassociating yourself with the CDC.
Definitely.
Okay.
If I resigned from the Coalition for Democratic Change and suspended my membership with the Liberia People Democratic Party.
So it's still in suspension. You definitely didn't resign from LPDP.
No, I didn't.
Any potential of going back?
Well, the future will determine that.
Do you enjoy being, right now as, not being a part of a political party?
When you say enjoy being, listen, maybe we need to go back to the history of the Liberia People Democratic Party. This is my brainchild. This is something that we established. To walk away from it was painful. To suspend my membership was painful. But I had to do so to save the institution we created. And so I was not just an ordinary member of the Liberia People Democratic Party. But democracy being what it is, the will of the majority. We say normally the majority will have their will, the minority will have their say. The rest of our partisans decided they wanted to remain with the Coalition for Democratic Change. I said it was about time that look somewhere else or go as independent because I didn't feel secure running on the ticket of the Coalition for Democratic Change. So I left.
But you should have remained there and influenced the party from leaving the coalition instead. But you left alone.
I could have influenced the party. I tried to, and they said, well, and listen, there was one time I wanted to prove me wrong. I told them they were wrong. Now, the decision to remove the coalition was not a good decision because where the country was going. And I was very clear about that. That where the Coalition for Democratic Change was taking the country, that was not our intention. It was not our plan. It was not what we signed up for. And since they felt otherwise, in the way the majority, I was in the minority, the best thing to do was to allow them to have their will.
And that was just one of several political decisions you took last year on the heels of very serious presidential and legislative elections. Now you endorsed the Unity Party, but you didn't contest on the Unity Party ticket in Bomi County.
Definitely, like I said to you, I contested as an independent candidate. And it does the Unity Party, or if you like, Jose Yuma Boakai as president, which I did.
Do you have regrets?
Never. I thought it was the best decision for the country. because above all else, for us, God first and our country.
Mm.
And the way the country was going, uh, people may want to disagree, but we saw the way the country was going. And we made a decision maybe the last since 2-3 years ago
Mm.
that it will be if Mr. We hadn't changed course, we will not continue.
Okay.
And most of my parties agree. I was surprised at the last minute. They thought, well, they wanted to stay, they wanted to try again. And we said, no, it was time for us to leave.
Mm.
And so we left.
Okay. So I mean, we'll talk more national politics and all that, but let's go back to Bomi County. You have contested in 2020 before senatorial. You lost. 2023, you came back. I mean, you one of few courageous politicians. The fact that you serve as a speaker, you step aside. 2020, you came back, you lost. 2023, was there anything unfinished in the county for which you went back in 2023?
To answer the question, let me take you back a bit. Let me take you back a bit because sometimes people just look at half of the story.
Mm.
They don't go back to the beginning. Let me take you back to the beginning. In 2005,
Mhm.
I contested on the ticket of the Liberian Action Party.
Yeah.
I won as representative of Clay District, now District number 2. Then it was District number 1.
Mhm.
In 2010, the Liberian Action Party merged with the Unity Party to form the Unity Party and the Liberian Unification Party to form the new Unity Party.
Mhm.
And so I didn't join Unity Party, say we merged, our party merged, or became one party. And I ran in 2011 and I won.
Mhm.
In 2017, I decided at my own volition not to contest the representative seat. That it was about time to allow somebody else from the district. And so I supported a candidate who won. He won for the second time, is still now the representative of that district.
Mhm.
That was in 2017. But before 2017, in 2014, I supported the Honorable Maurice Gato Setoma as a senatorial candidate. I went all campaign and he won.
This is the man that you
In,
that you replaced.
in 2020, we
Mm.
contested and we did not win.
Yeah.
We believe it was at the time. But the voice of the people I told most times is the voice of God. We In 2020, I was not contemplating on contesting. A group of our citizens came and said, well, it was the need for me to contest. And the rest of it, I pushed it aside for like 2-3 months. They were persistent. And that's okay, let me take up the challenge. I went in, no regrets. I didn't win.
Mm.
And normally, after all the ups and downs,
Mm.
and one would think, well, let me rest, let me go and do something else. But I couldn't because a lot of our people were down. Those who believe in us wanted us to try again.
Mm.
And we thought it was important not to let them down. So we said, well, okay, we'll pick ourselves up 2023, we'll try again. And then we did.
But what changed? Because it's just a difference of 3 years. You were rejected. You got elected. One would say the political calculation paid off. It paid off. At the time you were supported by the ruling party, the CDC. You lost in 2020. Now your political calculation led you to supporting the opposition. You won 2023.
No, but let me put it to you this way. In 2017,
Mm.
I was not participating in the election. I campaigned for the CDC.
I'm talking about 2020 here.
I'm taking you back to 2017.
Oh, okay.
I campaigned for the CDC. We won Cape Mount, Bomi, and now President Buckeye, then Vice President Buckeye.
Mm.
I think won us with a difference of 500 votes in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
For the history of the CDC, they never gone beyond 2,000 votes in any of those counties.
Yeah,
In,
the
in the
Western.
Western Belt. In
Yeah.
2017, they won at least 19,000 plus votes in Bomi, in Cape Mount, 20 some more thousand votes, and in Bapolo, I think 15, 16,000 votes, which are unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 2020, the very coalition undermined my candidacy, undermined us. All right. And for all education, my people were very particular, especially when it came to close to the election. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to pull out or pull our party out
From the
or for
coalition
the coalition and go as independent.
in 2020.
In 2020, we on national radio,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure they are listening for me. And I said no, I wouldn't do that because my party is part of the coalition for democratic change. We will sign up to. We have an agreement, and I'm not going to breach it.
So there was this sense of rejection already
Of course, looming by 2020.
and that informed your decisions in 2023.
Because the people were already, first of all, they were disappointed with the CDC.
Mm.
And I told Mr. We had that. In one of our meetings, I told him the people see themselves through us. And so they will be very disappointed.
So it's very good for politicians to be honest with themselves.
Yeah, I think we will be very disappointed. It will let them down because our expectations, their expectations are high. They will expect more from us than they expected from Madam Salif. So we have to double up. And of course, being who he is, enlisted. Yes. And so in 2023, I had to change course. In 2023, I had to make a decision because the people say again, we told you, do not go back on this ticket because just from the get-go, because we went in 20, I think it was 2018 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken, he went to Bomi with me. If I they didn't even mind if I was there. They didn't even mind I was there. Since I didn't win the 2020 election, they didn't even mind I was not there. Because it was 2020.
They had thought your relevance in the country.
I had no more relevance since I didn't win the 2020 election. In 2021, that when he made his first county tour, they went there with happy. They didn't even bother. If I went there and said a whole lot of negative things about me. We served for 12 years speaker, and we did this, we did the other, we didn't develop.
So you came to fight back?
Not really. I just get to prove him wrong. That was not actually rejected because of me. I was rejected because of
your decision,
of his non-performance and inadequacy and ineptitude. That's why I went back to 2023 to prove. That's all I did.
So I was asking particularly about whether there was something unfinished in the county for which you went back. So development wise, what are the plans?
Listen, when I serve as representative of district number 2 now, which is district number 1, everywhere I went in the country, I didn't say because I was not representing that district, I left my handbag there. That's why in 2014, it was easy for me to campaign for Honorable Maurice Gato Settlement. I went everywhere. I well known because everywhere I went, I made some impact. Whether it was to give women revolving fund to do their little market, or it was to contribute to a hall or to some development I did. So it's not a matter of Ellis Salah did not do anything in Bomi. That is just the politics of it. All right. And so politicians will always use that. When people are contesting, one of the things you hear in like, bro, the person didn't do anything. And the person didn't do that, they didn't do the other. But that was not the point. The point was in 2017, we supported the wrong, or we formed a coalition with the wrong party. Because if have we worked, have we met the expectation of the people, 2020 would now have been a problem 2023 would not have been a problem because it was clear. The rejection in 2020 was not just Alex Tyler. That was a rejection of the coalition for democratic change. You were sitting government, went to an election and lost 90%, so to speak, about 90% of the seats that you contested for. And then in a May 10 election, that speaks volume. That's what I told whoever the tacticians were or are, that they got it wrong and they had to change course. Apparently they didn't see it. Everything was just like, oh, we're winning, you know.
Yeah, but Senator, above the fray of the politics in Bomi County, the county is challenged. The county is challenged developmentally. Say, for example, news like lack of inadequate hand pumps in the capital, Tottenberg, where citizens will have to stand, citizens or residents of communities will have to stand long queues, water. These kinds of news coming from the county where people like you from, it speaks volume.
I know, for the record, I know in 2019, 2020, we repair almost all of the pumps in Tottenberg.
The population has grown.
Yeah, I guess so. We did all of that. And since the Western cluster came back, we've directed some of the money in Tottenberg in the communities to ensure that, you know, those things are taken care of. But it's news to me what you're saying, that people are EQ. I don't know that for a fact, but it's something.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening in communities in Tottenberg.
Even
today, our correspondent reported.
Maybe one or two communities, I'm just hearing that. Because the reason why we have this concession in these communities and the social development fund is for the people. So if that is happening, then it needs our intervention, immediate intervention. Personally, we repair some pumps that were already existing. If that was happening, then we need to either do new ones and repair the existing ones.
So do you take seriously this report?
Definitely, hearing it from you, I take it seriously.
So I mean, that's just one of the many challenges that the county faces. You have the issue of road. I know you form, which will come to you form yourself in this Western Legislative Caucus Assembly to follow up on development in the region. But for the county, the Legislative Caucus of the county, development-wise, what is your focus?
We have been doing the same thing for year in, year out, and we've been getting the same result. So the last time we met, we thought it's about time that we change course. What has been done in the past is we're going, how you call it, county sitting, and if we have low money, is divided. We have 5 administrative districts, so it's divided, amongst the 5 administrative districts. And at the end of the day, you realize nothing. We thought now we need to readjust, recalibrate, and see how we direct this development so that will be impactful. And so what we decided, we're going to look at the different areas of need. For instance, health, education, feeder roads. And towards that end, because just to take you back a little bit, that's the social development fund that we got from the Western cluster, and it's supposed to be annually. How do we direct it now to impact so that it impact the people? Is to be focused. Instead of dividing the money into bits and pieces, it's about time that we direct our money into tangibles, into things that will benefit majority of the people. Say for instance, if we got $1 million and we decided to divide that $1 million by 5, it will be 200,000 per district. And at the end of the day, if the district went and divided out 200,000 by the clans, and the clans divided by wars,
Mm.
it end up in people's pockets.
Okay.
So we are saying no, that's the wrong way to do it. We identify projects. If this community has a junior high school or this district or clan has a junior high school and
Where the needs are.
yeah, what it is, and there's a need for a senior high,
Mhm.
we build it there.
You
We
elevate it.
try to construct something. Either we extend or we construct
Okay.
a new building. Where clinics supposed to be, we talk with the Ministry of Health to identify the different points. We put clinics in those places instead of just dividing them.
So this is the new approach.
It's a new approach, and we think it will honor the chairmanship of the Honorable Mana Bishop Johnston, who is now the Caucus chair.
Mhm.
That's a new approach we contemplate on taking, and I think it will use some results.
Okay.
We've been doing this thing over and again. When people meet, everybody become territorial. Oh, this is my district, and I want it for my district, I want it for my client. By the time you know, I want it for my ward, it goes down to my town and my village, and we get nothing. So the new approach will be, we look at the needs of the county, irrespective of which district you're from, and say this area needs this, and we'll put it there. It will need farm to market road. We'll go to the places that are challenged and say, let's put some farms. Let's do some roads.
So when does that process start? I know you should be having some funds in the county covers, talking about Western Cluster and all these concession contribution. So when do we see this rolling out?
When the Western Cluster have made contribution, Bachiko is coming through Bomi now. From what we see, they open up a road there. So we hope that they will come through. We'll be looking at the Mano palm plantation, because to the best of our knowledge, we won't see any contribution coming from them. We'll also be looking in their direction, and then we'll pull all of that together, all of the resources together, and direct, our resources properly to impact the people. That is the new approach.
But Senator, why didn't this approach start ever since?
Yeah, on hindsight now, you can ask that question, because where you have normally when people meet, there will all be interest, or maybe
competing
priorities, or what the main issue should be, and that's how it's been. When we meet our county staff, everybody talking about that district.
So disunity has been the underlying factor here.
No, not disunity. People pushing for their different communities. But I think now it's time to do it, holistic, so that we achieve for the county instead of just a particular community.
Okay, so let's now elevate the discussion to the regional level. So I think over the weekend or last weekend, 2
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, okay, you organized this Western legislative caucus, the caucus lawmakers of the Western region, Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bapolo. What is the difference? What is the rationale behind
that? It grew out of several discussions among ourselves.
And as a matter of fact, you are the chairman.
Yeah, but I mean, that was not just my idea. It grew out of discussion among ourselves of the 3 caucuses. We decided, looking at ourselves, our region, that we have similar challenges. And in order to tackle those challenges, it will be necessary for us to work together as a team, as a bloc, as we may, void of politics, void of partisanship, that will look at our region as our region, and as leaders who were elected by the people to change their situation, to change their lives. And so, against that backdrop, our colleagues decided that we'll host the first meeting in Bomi. And growing out of that meeting was the selection, we made election selection of the chairmanship, and of course, your Homo 7 was selected to be the chairman. The Honorable Daba Varflay, co-chairman, and Senator Amara Konen of Bapolo County, secretary. Bomi, Kemau, and Babolo are, if you made the same people, just divided by artificial, if you may, or imaginary boundaries. If you went to Babolo, I will have relatives there. If you want to Kemau the city, and people from Kemau have got relatives in Bomi and Babolo, and vice versa. So, how do we now work together to impact these people because they are our people? And so we decided, looking for Eastern Bapolo. You have a hospital there that was put there by the last government, the Embry Hospital. That hospital is large enough to take care of our region. But how do we get to that hospital? We're challenged by rule. So one of the things we'll be talking to the central government to consider doing the role from Tottenham Bear to Bapolo. So it means when that is done, the healthcare needs of our people or the referral needs, because there are clinics and health centers around the three counties, but that could be a very good referral hospital for our people. So then Bapolo takes care of the health side at the highest region. Level. Tottenham Bear or Bomi. We have the Bomi Community College. And for this discussion, we committed from our social development fund. Before that meeting, I think it was sometimes early 2023, 1 million United States dollars to construct a campus or to start the construction of a campus to host a full-fledged degree granting university. And so we had that in the Puebla, we started that construction. So then in that meeting, we decided St. Bomi is centrally located. And Bomi is strategic because you have to pass through Bomi to go to Bapolo, you have to pass through Bomi to go to Kemau. Bomi will handle the higher educational needs of the region. So we elevated to a university, and then the folks from Kemau and Bapolo can all come there
to get a degree.
And get their degrees. Then we'll look at Kemau. Tourism. If you drove to the Rawsport and if you read from Medina.
So that is health, is education and tourism. Banding this
caucus together. Okay. So that we work together. And I wanted that. We are contemplating on developing a fund, because all of this thing we're talking about cannot just work in isolation. It can just be, something that we just imagine. We have to practicalize what we're doing. So there is a discussion ongoing for the establishment of a fund where we could tap into, other areas.
Each county covers.
Each county covers even beyond to assist us develop the region. This is a battle that we are hoping and praying that we can be successful at, because there may be other colleagues, other regions.
Was this idea born out of the fact that the region is underdeveloped?
That would be one, yes. And out of the fact that the second reason is that given the resources we have in the region and what is coming out of there. For instance, let me say this to you. MMG in Cape Mount, he called King George. And maybe sometimes I think it's exaggeration. Every year, the kind of money they say come from MMG. I was there 2017, King George. I going to campaign for the Coalition for Democratic Change.
And since then, you haven't.
When I went back 2023, I nearly cried because nothing changed. For me, it got worse than what I thought it has been. Even the story and what we've been hearing coming from King George, I thought, the people's lives were a bit improved. I went there, it's so appalling. And with all the money coming from there. Then you come to Bomi, the Western cluster. One of the reasons we gave the concession out is not just to bring revenue to central government, so create employment and improve the lives of our people. In 2010, we presided over the Western cluster when they got a concession.
Mm.
We started the left because of Ebola. So when it came back in 2020, I think it was 2022 when it came back.
At the time, you're out of
Yeah.
leadership in the county,
Yes. When
or,
they came back,
or the region.
when they came back, we all embraced them. God would tell us did for the region. And against some of our, against, our best judgment, we said, well, let it take the old by role because, we need something in the county. But since it came, it has been completely different. We are so disappointed.
And this is where some of you are being criticized by your own people.
We are so disappointed because the employment that you have been provided is that for everything they outsource, whatever they do, even if they want to buy water, they outsource it. And I don't think that what we signed up for. So at the moment, we want to review those agreements to see, what they are and what's supposed to be done, because we know there are a whole lot of non-compliance issues and violations of, the terms of the agreement. We have to look at all of those.
Mm.
Then Bapolo. Banchigo, I just started in Bapolo. It hasn't been quite a year. There are problems there already.
There are protests.
Because somebody concession there do not understand that, yes, why the law is clear that the government will grant you this concession, but you're going to be living and working with people. Most of them haven't grasped that yet. And so government must say to them that, listen, yes, the law says we'll grant you these places, but you're going to live and work with people. Those people are in possession of the land you're going to work on. For years and years and years, for hundreds of years, they've been in possession. So if you went in a place where the people are in possession and you have to work with them, you have to make them feel a part of what you're doing. And that's why I think it's lacking.
Yeah, but
Senator, let me go further.
Yeah.
Let me go further.
I wanted to come in.
Yeah.
The criticism and what baffles some of us is that you leaders of the counties, you people welcome these in good faith, welcome these concession companies. They come into the company and start operations. You know the problem, you've identified the problem, but that power that gives you the power to undo the operations of this company, they are not there. You complain about, for example, B Mountain or Bao Chico or Western Cluster, not going by the agreement, the MDAs. But yet still, you don't take practical action to bring them to book.
I disagree with you because, listen, you have to weigh these things from both angles. Take what you say in the case of Bomi. One person who are against trucking the oil. But then I look at the other side, the people need their employment. So what do I say to them when I do not have the employment to provide?
So for truck drivers?
No, not just truck drivers and those who are working on the mines and what have
to transport the oil.
Not only transport the oil, but the first are the people who are going to work on the mine. People have been sitting for years. In the year there's a company, it has come, it's going to employ them. You understand? Going to provide them a job. Their lives going to change at least by way of what they get for them and their families. And how do you stay anywhere and say this is not going to happen? So we say, well, against whatever it is, we swallow that bit up here and say, yes, let it stand. Let's see what happens. To our surprise, they brought a Ghanaian company and outsource everything. And that was not what the agreement says. Because
but how come you people didn't hijack it?
No, we couldn't. It's not. There's no girls that raising in there where you go.
No. But
is that going to happen?
You bring them to book.
Yeah, but we have done. There have been complaints even by the last caucus. Senator Snow, Senator Setoma, and the rest of them have gone to the legislature. They have written. They have brought them to committee meetings. They have brought them to plenary, and apparently nothing has been done. So then we have to change the approach.
What is the new approach?
The new approach, we're going to review the agreements. all of them, look at the non-compliance issue, look at the violation, catalog them, and do, if you may, a petition or a report to the executive and the legislature. In our region, we've looked at these agreements, we've cataloged for your perusal and action. This violation and this, and this is our recommendation, or these are our recommendations. That's the first step. And see how the legislature and the executive working together are going to react so that we make progress. Because we're not against the investment.
So the petition is coming from whom? You lawmakers or from the counties?
It's coming from the people. It's coming from the regional body that will establish.
Okay.
We are going to undertake that. And as I speak to you, it's ongoing. Just last week, I had the honor of hosting the bar associations from Bomi, Kamara, and Bapolo, and put at their disposal the agreements so that they review them. Because we don't want to talk on the top of our head so that we know what we're presenting.
And be guided by the legal
framework.
Okay.
So that we bring everybody around the table and say, this is how we want to do it this time. If you don't want to work in our region, it will be a good thing to pack out and leave. If you have to work there, you have to conform, or you have to commit to following the agreement and executing it so that when you are benefiting, we benefit as well as a region.
Senator, what is the popular opinion of citizens of the three counties? I know they want to be employed. I know they want to work, want to make livelihood for themselves. Do they support these companies staying or support these companies leaving?
Yeah, they want to work. So obviously they support them staying, but not under the condition they are operating. The companies must improve if they have to stay. And that's where we come in. We have to do whatever it is within our power. That's the reason why we're elected, to work seriously to change their lives, to use every ounce of energy in us to change the lives of our people. And so that's why we came together. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited about our coming together with the caliber of people, with the energy I see around. We will surely achieve it.
Okay. So do we see something changing this year, next year?
In the coming months, you'll see a change. As I speak to you, the review is ongoing. We are hoping that between now to the end of April, or the middle of May, we should have it done, and we'll again convene as a body, and we'll bring other stakeholders, not just the legislative caucus now, but there are other citizens who got contribution to make. We'll bring other stakeholders from the three counties together at one big forum where we'll review whatever will be presented to us by the lawyers. And then from there, we'll present same to the legislature and the executive, the legislative executive branches of government, and tell them, because maybe they know of our plight, but the detail, maybe they do not know it, up to what it is. They do not know the depth of it. So we will present it to them and say, this is what will happen in there, and get them the opportunity to intervene and bring us around the table to ensure that the right thing is done, that the needful is done.
We look forward to that. I mean, these are, I think, in my own opinion, practical steps now you people are taking to ensure that the region is stabilized, because the region is rocked by protests at these concession areas. I mean, which is not good.
Which is
yeah,
sure.
Now let's come to national politics. I mean, we started the discussion with your political decisions, that is paying off today. What's your own assessment of the government thus far?
Well, to be honest, I think it's too early. These things happen when you have a government elected, we experienced the same thing in 2018. We have a government elected, the anxiety, the rush to get things done and done on time. Every government will come with 100-day deliverables, and the rest of them, and sometimes they never achieve because the government, the process, when the government talking about the deliverables, how does it happen? It comes from the national budget. No government coming having some extra money sitting somewhere. You're just going to start doing what you have to do. So it's too early to grade the government, too early to say they're doing the wrong thing or they're doing the right thing. The government is being formed. I want to believe in the next 2-3 weeks or a month from now, you have a full government, in force, and things will start moving. So it's too early. But generally, if I were to grade them, they started on the best footing. They started well. It's a matter of sustaining what they started to continue.
Okay. Now you mentioned budget in your response to that question.
Yeah.
What is your own opinion about the budget?
I need again to go over the budget. I tried browsing through it. I tried browsing through it.
Is it a complicated budget?
No, it's not complicated. Maybe I just been a little bit lazy these 2 days. Because normally
you're busy with a lot. You have a very vast experience in budgeting anyway.
Yeah, I'm somebody who will go through the budget page by page and see all of the things, read the literature, and see whether I just browse through, okay? Because the cry in there amongst ourselves has been that we do program budgeting. And all of us have the opinion that when we do that, it will help us developmental wise. So I need to go back and look at the budget and see whether it's in that direction.
Yeah, but
listen, I'm not going to go to the specifics. I think that where you want to go. I'm not going to go.
Yeah, but there are cuts, there are reductions, then there are increments.
I'm not going to go to the specifics because I've not read why inform them. Why inform the increment or the deduction. And so to sit here and tell you, it's this and it's good that they did this and did the other one, how would I do that? Because
but the budget is before you.
My training doesn't permit me to do that. I have to read first, convince myself what I've read. And if there are arguments, then I can raise my arguments. At the moment, I get browsed through the budget for what it is.
Okay.
I'm looking at it. We still got time. I'm going to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
War and Economic Crimes Court. Where you stand?
In terms of?
Support or don't support?
Very well. And let me answer this question for you this way. I've been hearing the debate.
Have you said anything public about it?
No.
This is the first time.
This is the first time.
Okay.
And the reason I haven't said anything public about it, because people are trying to play with the lives of the Liberian people, from the executive down to the legislature. Listen, if I was in the House and I said that issue came on the floor, I would suggest we pass a law and not a resolution and send it to the Senate.
So you disagreeing with the Speaker?
I want a law. When you pass the resolution and you send it to us, let's assume we concur or we don't agree with you, then we'll start with the law. If you're serious about what you want to do, what you want us to do, enact a law, do a bill, pass it and send it to the Senate. And say
you deepening the debate on this war and economic crimes court issue. First, you're saying that there should have been a law passed for the establishment.
What the resolution is saying simply is that we resolve to have a war crime court. I thought we passed that stage to say we resolve to have a war crime court.
Has it happened before?
No. I'm saying if the agreement in the House is that you want a war crime court, the way the legislature will pass a bill and send it to us, this doesn't call for a joint resolution. It calls for a bill emanating from one house to the other. So pass a bill and send it to us. If we disagree or there are changes there, if we disagree, we'll have a conference committee, harmonize it, and pass it into law. If we disagree, we'll tell you we're not concur. You understand?
Because this is a law-making body. It is not a resolution-making body.
So
is it what you're saying?
Definitely. So the establishment of code go to the Constitution, which establish codes, not two resolution, two bills that will pass through both houses and go to the president and sign into law. So why are we trying to cut corners? Why are we beating around the bush? So let me clear about what we want to do.
So what are you saying here? I mean, that resolution thing should be undone?
I'm saying if the House is serious, they pass a law, let it do it, let it draft an act.
So in your opinion, that resolution is dead upon arrival?
I mean, I want to say dead upon arrival. I'm saying personally that I think the seriousness, if the House is serious, draft a bill and send it. It's not wasting our time on resolution. If you send a bill to us, you enact a law, pass it and send it to us, the owner will be on the Senate to review it, concur with you, or say no, we do not. So when you send a resolution for, why are we going to go sign to say what? Why are we signing to say?
So in the absence of a law, the resolution cannot work?
But what does it do? Can the resolution establish the code? No. The resolution cannot establish the code. So why waste our time? Why waste the laboratory time? Pass a law, send it to, do an act, send it to the Senate. If we were coming from the Senate, I would never sign a resolution. I would want to be a part of the body that would pass the law for the economic crimes code and send it to the House to say, we want your concurrence. So I think the House should do just that.
Okay. Now that, in your opinion, the House fought out on this whole proceeding, are you going to support the Senate now doing what, in your opinion, is the right thing, but passing a law, passing a bill, send it to the House for concurrence, because it can happen both ways? Are you going to support that?
Again, let me say to you, the issue of this war economic crime code been around for a long time. And I'm coming to answer your question. The legislature doesn't work in isolation, or should not work in isolation. We are two chambers, but we're supposed to coordinate, to collaborate. For a sensitive issue like the War Economic Crimes Code, I thought that there will be a joint leadership meeting with the House and the Senate, where we derive,
even if it's behind closed doors.
Of course, normally behind closed doors, we derive a methodology or an approach for such a decision. You understand? And again, let me quickly say, I don't want to say the falter. I'm just saying to you, the idea grew out of the House, which I don't think is a bad idea, but let it pass a law and the idea send it to us. You understand? Then, otherwise, I was supposed to say they would have taken it from their head and put it on our shoulder. Then we would deal with it. You understand? Because I want to see why it contains. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yes, I will pass it. No. I want to see what the law, what the war economic crimes.
You want to see the content
of it, and then I'll tell you whether I will vote for it or not.
Until then,
I'm not saying anything. Why am I going to sign a resolution that says that we have the intention, or that we resolve to establish the war economic crimes code? I think that's a joke. Come with something.
As a former speaker speaking,
and when something missing, we say, well, this is missing. Can we add this? Can we add that? Can we remove this? That is done. That's a law-making process, not to pass a resolution.
So how do you describe what the House did? Is it a mistake? Is it over exuberance?
Yes, I don't think I think that the exuberance or maybe you get wanting it done. And it's not late yet. It's not late to do the bill.
Mm.
Because we got the next 6 years. So
After deepening the argument, you kind of giving it a glimmer of hope, saying it's not late yet.
no, it's not late. It's a matter of drafting. The matter of drafting the law and sending it on. I'm not against for drafting. Send us a law and now a resolution.
Senator, let's take course. I mean, this is deepening the argument, and I hope to see this Speaker Funati Kofa's response to this because you are a former speaker.
What are the purpose of the debate? I mean, all of us must participate. In this course, all of us must participate. I mean,
call us on 080514096, 080514096, 07705818886. This is the Super Morning Show on ELBC Radio with me, Varflay Kamara. Senator J. Ellis Tyler, former speaker of Bomi County, is here as my guest. Let's hear from this caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, am I live?
You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning to you and good morning to the godfather of Bomi County, my former family man, because I have some issues from the election. Let me congratulate him on his election.
I just want you to go straight to the point because we have a lot of calls coming in.
Okay, I got three issues. 2 complaints and 1 recommendation.
Yeah, do it quickly. Then.
One, there is a company that produces egg in Bomi before reaching to Western. I just Senator Tyler knows about it. It is causing serious pollution for the environment there, and it even went as far as damaging the people who they use for drinking and cooking. That's 1. 2, we got problem with the concession agreement in the 3 counties. 1 Cape Mount, the Kinjo, 2 Western Cluster and an air company, and the Bauchi. For us in Bomi, because for me, I'm from Bomi, I hear from Diegona. And we wanted to stage a protest in Bomi, but there are too many protests in the region right now. So we decided to lay aside the protest.
Okay.
We'll use the diplomatic means. We'll read.
What are your recommendations?
Yeah, what is your recommendation?
That one is my recommendation.
Yeah.
We want the former representative or senatorial candidate to form part of the Western Region Legislative Caucus.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Let's hear from this person. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Varflay, and good morning to the Senator Talon.
Yeah, what's the name?
Varflay, this is Sando Kawa, and I joined you from Tamabra this morning following the conversation with you and the Senator.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you, Varflay. The Senator have just said it all, and this is why, Varflay, we all sat as a county because of the kind of person he is and the contribution in the past. We say we have to go back at the legislature to help this country, and this is what we did. But Mr. Senator, just the feel, I think I can remember one time make some recommendation prior to you becoming senator at one of the meetings with Western Cluster at the multi-purpose building. You talk about whenever their trucks are ready to move, I think you have the kind of cars that will be able to allow people there. Just 2 days ago, there was this children coming from Queenstown going to Clay School, the car hit them and 4 of them got injured. 2 were taken to Memorial at JFK and 2 is already here. And yesterday again, another thing happened again, another truck hit one of our. So, Mr. Senator, I want to recommend to you, please. It's not about the construction, not about the job, but we want you people to ask Western Class if they can be found a way to be able, as a recommendation in the past. So I need to have the kind of syringe car, maybe the kind of car to be able to allow people why people are coming. Let it slow down until the right is done because I was using most of the serious problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. What's the name?
Thank you, Bobby. This is Tony DJ. Bobby, I joined you from around Amadou Town this morning. Doing this.
Yeah, quickly, go ahead. Yeah,
Bobby, I listened to my senator elaborate on so many issues pertaining the Western region and even the country. But I have a few questions for my senator. One, Bobby, during the campaign, you campaigned around that the money that was with your police, Senator Erin Bemis Blue, or the governor of Nassau are them, or that people of Bomi County with $14 million to Western Caucus. In your campaign measure, when you talk over, or when you take over the people of Bomi County elect, you make sure that that money will be sent back to the country. What are your thoughts on that? Of the question? And
thank you. Oh, my man, we have to take. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
The name is Don Harris. I do know you from Submarine State in Bomi County.
Yeah, quickly, go ahead.
Let me say good morning to the Honorable Senator.
Morning.
I think my attention has been drawn to the issue of the establishment of the war crime code. I think this issue has to do with setting the Lagranco free from the agonies and pain they went through. Like the Senator said, and I'm in clear concurrence with the Senator, a code, a legal code cannot be established through resolution. So I think the Senator is making some point, and we are begging the Honorable Lower House to see the need of establishing a law, a law, because we want this thing to be in history.
Okay.
That yes, this law was enacted, and we said that the upper house, if they deny it, then as a burden that they will carry, if they accept it, they'll be good for the Liberian people. So I think take the advice from the Honorable Senator, and not a law. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We can take a call on 080-514-096. Let's hear from this person. Morning.
Good morning.
Hello, go ahead. What's the name? Yeah, go ahead quickly.
You getting me?
Yeah.
Okay. The Senator spoke well. I want to say good morning, Senator Dada.
Morning.
Well, but you know, Bomi County is a very small county. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bomi County is a very small county. Everybody knows everybody. And elections versus election of such election are just passed. Everybody will not go for one person. But if Senator Snow come on the radio, Senator Dada, he had to look at his surroundings. Because there are situations that are taking place in Bomi, those who don't support or never supported Senator Dada in the election. Even for me, I'm not going to the office. But people who go there, they are being just told, they are being vital, that they are being what I said to them.
Okay.
Dada went to the election, what is that?
Okay. The people are not well received at his office. Okay, he will respond to that. Senator, you can just respond to maybe you want to respond to the last.
Yeah. Let me do this one quickly. Then we'll take up the other part.
Yeah.
First of all, the brother who just called is not to my knowledge, but if it's happening, then that's wrong. And people who know me know that's not my attitude. When I win for everybody. I don't win for a particular group of people. You didn't support me or this and that. I know even 2020. Those who did not support me came to my house. We dined and wine together. And that's not me. So whoever doing that, I will have to talk to my office for that, bring it to my attention. I will address that.
Okay.
I'm senator of Bomi County, not senator of a particular group of people. On the economic crimes code, I agree with the brother who said we need a law. We need to enact a law. Okay, so that both the House and the Senate will pass on it.
Mm-hmm.
On the issue of the $14 million, I'm still committed to that. And fortunately, the caucus, not just me, the caucus is in agreement that the $14 million that was waived was for a particular reason, and those reasons are not being achieved. So we're not going to waive that $14 million. So we're going to ask the Wesley Cluster to pay the $14 million. It will be in one of the counts that will be presented to central government and the legislature, if you may. On the issue of the pilot cars you talk about, yes, I have said that. Since they are taking it all by road and trucking it all to Monrovia, it will be important to have at least 3 pilot cars.
Mm.
One ahead to inform motorists that the trucks are coming, one in the middle, and then one at the rear. And there's something we're going to push for in the next few weeks. We're going to take that before we even come to the review. We'll talk to the Committee on Mines and Energy in the Senate and the Committee on Public Works. Immediately, we're not going to continue to wait for the review when people are dying. Somebody recommended that we include the former representative, former senator with the Western region,
legislative caucus,
to include in the Western region caucus. Or I think you heard me say, even in our next review, we're going to bring other stakeholders on board. When I'm talking about other stakeholders, I was talking about former senator, former representatives, or eminent citizens from the region. We're going to bring them together so that they can participate and contribute to whatever discourse there will be.
Mm.
The concession agreement, the 3 counties, we talked about that already. That's been discussed. We're going to review them and show that, they are in compliance. And on the issue of the egg, I heard that complaint before.
Okay.
The representative for that district, who is chairman for the caucus, I said he was making, I think it was the week we were in Tottenham, the week when we met, that he was going to take on this issue. So I will have to confer with him to see how far it's gone. Because if they are producing eggs and everything and polluting the area and not doing anything about it, I think we must do something about that.
Okay. Well, Senator, we have to end there, but I thank you very much for being on the show this morning. I mean, can't even imagine we exhausted 1 hour already. But we can make part 2 of this. But thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Varflay. Maybe we need some more time, maybe to have maybe a more elaborate discussion on the different issues. And it is our prayer that all of you will support us in showing our region.
Yeah.
And that what we're trying to do in the Western region serve as a model. Okay, that will go around the country so that the lives of the Liberian people, not just the people in the Western region, can be improved, and that and that they benefit from the resources coming out of that different areas. I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity. And you guys are doing a lot of good job here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, Senator J. Alex Tyler of Bomi County has been my guest here on the Super Morning Show. This is how we end this presentation of the show. You can join me tomorrow for another presentation. I hope to have the chairman of the CDC, acting chairman of the CDC, Janga Kwo, on the show tomorrow. Bye-bye.